Hello, my name is Madeline Fontanes. I'm a CG intern. I'm in my third semester, and this interview is part of my class marketing campaign called Voices for Puerto Rico. Today, we're interviewing Amarilis Gonzalez, and she will introduce to us her organization and what they're doing for Puerto Rico. So, hello, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you through this chat room.
So the first question is, Uh, tell me more about your organization and how did it start?
Well, Toldos Pa Mi Gente is a grassroots organization that began 3 weeks after the impact of Hurricane Maria to the islands of Puerto Rico. Um, it began as a combination of frustration and empathy, since we noticed that there was many people living in very fragile conditions and that the help was not arriving as we were expecting. So, in the middle of my frustration, I wrote in one of my Facebook status that if I had the tarps, I would install those myself. So people began reacting, people from the diaspora or people from other parts of the world, and they began sending tarps to my home. So that's the way all began. Toldos pa mi gente means tarps for my people. And although now we do not install any more tarps, we already fixed roofs. That's the origin of it.
After Hurricane Maria, what motivated you to begin to take action and to do something different?
Well, as I said, 3 weeks after the hurricane, when things kind of began going back to normal, I had to go back to work. So on my way to work, I found this couple of elders that every day were pulling out their mattresses for those to be dry, sun dried.
Wow.
But it happened every morning. Every morning they were wringing their clothes and trying to get dry. So I was so frustrated, thinking, oh my God, when is this going to end for them? So on my way to my work, I saw many people, many houses in the same conditions. And that's when I wrote the Facebook status that I mentioned.
What type of community services does the organization provide?
Well, we performed or we developed this needs assessment. Um, and at the beginning, we were only looking for houses without a roof. Um, but as we arrived to the homes, we noticed other things. They lacked many other things. So we tried, again, using the social media to get those things from other places, from people in the United States, or from bigger organizations to help us, because the people that we help are either people that did not have the required documents to fix their homes. Uh, that's why they were denied help by FEMA, or people that live on top of another house. It is very common to build in that type of way in Puerto Rico. You have a relative and you build on top of their home. So the
Mhm.
person underneath is the one with the papers, but not the one on top. And usually that is the type of house that was like really, really damaged.
Wow. Um, how is the approval process for projects and tasks within the organization?
The approval process is almost immediate, but the help arrives in a very slow pace. So people have has to be very patient. So if you do not have a roof, you qualify. That's it. But then as we realize, if you have children, or if there are elders in your home, or people with or handicapped people, then we decide who goes first. But everyone without a roof qualifies.
Um, what is the largest challenge the organization faces and the largest problem facing your team today?
Well, the largest challenge at the moment is the lack of resources. Everything is, as I mentioned, very slow. What we do is that we depend on the generosity of people. We depend on donations. Since we are newbies on the street of NGOs, well, sometimes people hesitate, to donate an amount of money to these people because they don't know who we are. Now, after a year in which we have demonstrated that they can trust us, now more people is trusting us their donation. Um, Big challenge. Well, people call us island wide, and we do not have, for example, a truck to move the tools and the materials, or a van to move the volunteers. We depend on volunteers' spare time. So if we had that type of resource, a big truck or a van to transport those things, maybe we can out of our area. At this moment, that's a very big.
Um, what can you share in relation to the future plans for the organization, and what are some new services or upcoming products or plans for your growth?
Well, we definitely have much work to do. Every day I go into one of those roads, I find more houses without roofs. So there are many, many, many homes without roof. If you see the statistics of the House of Urban Development of the federal government, um, they have the number 370,000 homes without a roof. That sounds surreal, but that's the reality. In the press revealed that the government will only fix 75,000 homes. So what happens to the rest? It's hundreds of thousands of homes that won't be fixed by the government. So they depend on other type of organizations such as ours. The experts say that this will take, the Rico Puerto Rico will take 10 years if nothing else happens. So we want to lower that number by training more volunteers. We are inviting people from other communities to come and get trained and do what we're doing. So we're developing workshops on carpentry and masonry so that they learn and they could do it in their communities. That's the latest thing we're doing.
Wow. Um, so how can people get involved and help Puerto Rico rebuild? I know you mentioned training volunteers, um, but is there any other ways that you've seen or identify that people can
Well,
help
we
also?
definitely need and welcome anyone that wants to volunteer, and we welcome donations. At the moment, that is, it it moves slowly because donations arrive slowly. So we are just trying to find someone that falls in love with this project, uh, that believes in what we're doing, and that could help us financially. If we can not only have volunteers, but we can have carpenters that we actually like pay them to perform the work, then we will not only work on Saturdays, but we can work the whole week. And that is going to make us do a faster job.
Wow. So I'm gonna share your website. Uh, this is the website for your organization if anybody would like to donate. Also, our organization, CSG Group, has another website that people can also donate. It's a hurricane fund, and we're wanting to partner with organizations to also provide those donations that other people give throughout our website. So here I'm gonna share it too, so we can people that are watching this
Thank you.
video and this interview, they can look at it and also go in there and um, do their donations.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for your time. I know it was a little difficult at first to go in, but we did it. Thank you so much.
Thank
You
you.
have a good
Yay.
day.
You too.